back to the All Purpose Pod for an All Purpose Life, wherever you are and however you listen to the Call Me Mr. You, the podcast. Thank you again for making us a part of your morning, your day, and your week. We're your weekly mirror check before you go change the world, baby. I want to take a little bit of time and do this as quick as possible. We're not going to be on long live streaming today. I'm going to keep it really quick. The main emphasis for why I want to come to you today and talk to you is two reasons. One, I want to show you where you can find They Call Me Mr. You, the podcast. And I also want to share with you why you should be even looking for They Call Me Mr. You, the podcast. Now, despite what you may be seeing, there is actually a point to why we do what we do. In real short fashion, the vision of this show is to inspire and encourage a generation, bring up people who are inventors, entrepreneurs, creatives, and bring a community of people who want to build something that makes our world better. Are you seeing it in the picture behind me? Of course, you probably have heard us talk about it in our opening, that we are uh, advocating that you go and change the world where you are, where you live, work, and play. Change your world for the better. We talk about that kind of stuff, and it's not a catchphrase to us. It's something that we really actually mean. When you hear me say the all-purpose pod for an all-purpose life, it sounds really cool. I'm pretty proud of it, but there's a point to that. It's that everything that we believe in, everything that we're connected to, all of the interconnected tissue, it makes a point. There's a reason for it all. And we want to share all of it in some way, shape, or form on the podcast. So there's a little bit of a history there. If you go back and look into our old episodes, our first 3 seasons of this show, you'll see a lot of heavy emphasis on teaching, personal development skills, entrepreneurship, things of that nature. Nothing wrong with that. We have evolved a little bit since then. So we have still teaching and still discussions on entrepreneurship. We still do panels on those kind of things. We also do sports. Monday mornings, it's officially called that Monday thing, but it is They Call Me Mr. You, the podcast. We have a Monday morning show at 9 a.m. EST where we are a football show, but we talk about everything else. So our emphasis is pro and college football, but we talk about everything. We do that Monday at 9 a.m. EST. Some good buddies of mine, Football Talk with Bo Crouch, and of course the Herb and Raj podcast, the brothers, the Ragsdale brothers. They come on Tuesday evenings at 8 p.m. CST, Central Standard Time. And of course, Bo is on the West Coast, so he's on Pacific Time, and he has a show on Wednesday mornings, the Wednesday wrap up, which I'm definitely a part of. It's also at the same time at 9 a.m. EST and 6 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. And the four of us are on there again together. So Monday and Wednesday, we all work together, all four of us. Tuesdays, I do a show called the Sports and Money Podcast. A good buddy of mine, Ben Parker, has that rolling. He broadcasts through Zoom and YouTube, and it's going to be every Tuesday at 8 p.m. EST on the Eastern Standard Time on the East Coast. That's on Tuesday. You can find Mr. U there. And of course, Thursday nights, at least 2 Thursdays out of the month, we do a brand new show called the Thursday Night Triple Threat, where we talk about professional wrestling in a clean environment, a healthy, positive environment. We don't play no games. We're not bringing any junk to this show. We know there's a lot of that going on in the IWC or the internet wrestling community, but on our show, it's disavowed. We won't have the negativity. We won't have the personal attacks. It won't be tolerated. This is a positive show. That's all we're trying to do with that. And we do that twice a month on Thursdays at 9 p.m. EST. That's where you can find Mr. U most times. I do some shows with other people. Nothing continuous so far, but I am invited to go on shows and I am involved with those. So you can potentially see me there. If you go to our YouTube channel at They Call Me Mr. U on youtube.com, you'll see any show that I'm involved with, any episodes that have been recorded. I've done a couple recently that were kind of impromptu. You can find them on our YouTube channel. Of course, my wife and I, the Queen, who you have seen in some of our videos on our YouTube channel with our gardening and kind of breaking down some gardening tips and showing you the progress of our incredible garden. Me and the Queen, we do a show together called the His and Hers podcast. It's also through the They Call Me Mr. U brand. The first 3 seasons, we have several episodes, probably about 5 or 6 of those that you can find anywhere you listen to your audio podcast. There was no video at that time. So if you listen to audios via Apple Podcasts, Spotify, iHeartRadio, or Pandora, you'll find those there. And you can hear us talk about marriage, relationships, being in business together, how to navigate a household with children, without children, empty nesters. We talk about all of that stuff on the His and Hers podcast. You can find that a lot there. We're going to be doing a lot more of that coming up soon. But this time it's going to be video. So it's going to be pretty cool. So as you can tell, I'm involved in a lot of different adventures. But at the end of the day, the whole point is to inspire and encourage and to provide some insights and just connect people to something positive that can help them grow personally and even spiritually as well. How do you help us out? Well, there's a couple ways you can do that. One, if you just listen to our podcast and just audio, if you go to buzzsprout.com/ they call me Mr. U, you can find our podcast there. And of course, you can subscribe via the link to all of the episodes that we have, which is in the description. There's a link there. And you can financially support our show if you like to. We got a couple of friends that are doing that for us every month. They help us out with production costs and creative costs and things of that nature, and they help us out there. So they're definitely happy to support us. So I just want you to know that that's available if you want to be involved in that. Whatever you want to give financially, we're not begging, we're just asking. If you want to help us out, you're definitely free to do that. We definitely love to support. If you want to subscribe to the YouTube channel, which also helps us out, of course, more than one person needs to do that. But if you do subscribe to our YouTube channel, it's youtube.com/ they call me Mr. U. That will help us out a lot to push us closer to making our podcast a full-time thing, which is eventually the goal. We definitely want to do that at some point in time. And you know what? If you're a hater out there, stop hating, man. You can have a podcast and I can have a podcast and we can still be in the same podcast stratosphere. And it's all right. We can still work together. We can still do collaborations and we can still have each other's best benefit or best interest at heart and still be able to accomplish both of our goals in the same sphere. We don't have to be competing against each other. I'm not competing against you guys. I'm competing against me. The old me, the lazy me, the inconsistent me. That's what I'm competing against. I'm not competing against you guys. You're not in my competitive sphere. I'm competing against myself. Just so you understand that. So if you want to definitely support us there, please press the little subscribe button, ring that bell. Let us know you support us. And by all means, referrals are very helpful. So if you know somebody who would enjoy our show, enjoy our YouTube channel, enjoy the kind of content that we're putting out, please put it out there for them. We'd love to help. But if you're listening to us via audio or video and audio on YouTube, and of course, simulcasting on Facebook, LinkedIn, Twitter, Instagram, of course, YouTube, and of course, TikTok as well, by all means, please continue to do so. But I just want you to know what you're doing and what you're supporting and what this is all about. I hope that makes sense. I really hope you enjoy what we're doing at the Call Me Mr. U, the podcast, and the whole entire brand. If you have any questions, by all means, hit us up, let us know. But for now, we're out. Periodically, I'll do this again to let you kind of remind you of what we're doing and what changes are starting to happen. A lot of changes are coming. Didn't have time to share it all, but it's coming soon. Pay attention to what every post we put out on our social media platform. You'll see more coming up. But thank you again for all you do. And we appreciate your support of me, my family, and They Call Me Mr. U, the podcast, and all of our friends and co-hosts that are working with us diligently to put out good content for you guys. Love you. Appreciate you. Enjoy the music. Coach out.